Don't Tap the Glass is one of Tyler the Creator's most unexpected albums in a long time, not only because it was a surprise drop, but also with the production and style it has. Tyler made this album for the same reason that a lot of us producers get beat block and take a break from making music, which is getting tired of making the same type beats over and over again.
I had made this one beat, ill chords, ill drums, shit was hard, really liked it, and I hated it, and I fucking deleted it. And I was like, dude, I'm so sick of me. And I opened up a new file and I was like, I just want to make something super urgent and upbeat and just sounds like a computer.
This album reminded me that I always have to step out of my comfort zone and explore different ideas, because not doing so always leads to burnout. I'll also leave a free multi-kit in the description where you can get the sounds that I used in these beats. When I heard I'll Take Care of You, where Tyler takes his love of sampling and combining that with his own melodies, I immediately opened FL Studio and started cooking. Tyler said in an interview this album mainly used a BPM of around 120, so I set mine to 135. I used NaviD's plugin, Note Grabber, to figure out what notes Tyler used to get that melancholic arpeggio melody, dragged the MIDI into the playlist, and pitched it down to the sound I wanted. I wanted to get a similar bell sound, so I opened up Surge, one of my favorite free plugins, and found this preset called Big Crush Dreams, and messed with the settings until I ended up with this sound. I layered that with the sound I made on Kepler XO, one of the best stock plugins FL has. For the chords, I wanted that angelic background string, so I opened up BBC Symphony Orchestra, which is probably the best string plugin, and started by creating a major chord, starting at G, going up 4 notes to F sharp, and then 3 notes to A, making G major. I followed the ghost notes of the arpeggio melody, and now the chord is starting to get that wide sound that I wanted. What Tyler does to all his chords so they don't sound bland is change the voicing, which is basically taking notes from the chord and moving them an octave up or down to change how the chord feels. I used my ear to find what sounded good to me, moving notes and duplicating them to fill up all the frequencies and make the chord feel big. I did the same for the second chord and made this chord progression. I layered it with my favorite string preset from Kepler XO called High Strings to add a brighter feeling, and used this bass preset to make a simple bass line. I knew I wanted a dope sample to finish the intro, and I found this song by 12 Gauge called No Problem, which had the perfect aggressive vocals I was looking for. I wanted that hard 808 transition into the drop, so I went back to Surge, where I found this preset called 808 Builder A that had the perfect pitch bend. The drums is what always brings a Tyler song together, and the way he sampled his own drums from Cherry Bomb, I knew I had to do something special. Then one day I heard this song pop up and I knew what I had to do. One of the biggest songs from the album that apparently sounds like Nokia, and one of the biggest hits off Don't Tap the Glass is Ring Ring Ring. This is one of my favorite sample flips Tyler has done in a long time, and I immediately went through Ray Parker Jr.'s discography. That's where I found his song Still in the Groove, which is an amazing instrumental, and I knew I had to sample it when I heard this bridge. I chopped out the parts that I wanted and stemmed them out. I took the bass line, added an EQ to cut the highs, and added Panks, a free compression plugin. Next, I wanted to get those hard drums, so I started with this kick and snare pattern. I layered this reverse snare hit to add some variation. I heard this little rattle in the original drum sample that I knew would add a nice texture to my drums, so I took it and added some EQ, distortion, and delay to create this little sound effect. In a lot of songs on Don't Tap the Glass, Tyler uses a crash to add a lot of energy to the drums, so I sampled this crash, removed the low frequencies, and moved the envelope up to get rid of the snare and created a nice sidechain effect. For the melody, I sampled this catchy counter melody, took the chords using Note Grabber and made them simpler so they didn't take attention away from the sample melody. While listening to everything I had so far, I started to hear a different bass line in my head. So I chopped 2 bass notes from the sample and used the pitch knob to get the notes I heard in my head to create this bass line. I could have easily used the same bass line and been done with the beat, but you have to remember to take time to figure out the idea you have in your head, because that's where your favorite music that you create will come from. To finish the beat, I knew I wanted to make it email themed, so I took these email sound effects.
You've got mail.
Added auto chroma, which is a free plugin, and some delay to make this intro.
You've got mail.
There's a link in the description to the free kit, which I'll be adding sounds to every once in a while, so keep a lookout for that.